In the last 24 hours, we have been told there will be an intervention, the likes of which we have never before experienced. One that will save a political party from itself, bring a presidential candidate back into the fold, unite everyone in a thrilling and magnificent burst of political energy, lay waste to the dastardly villainess from the left, smiting her acolytes and her message with a triumphant return to glory. Or maybe not. We're not sure. We don't really know. Come on, we're guessing just like everybody else, including the campaign. You may add your guesses and comments as well here at 1-877-Newsmax, 1-877-639-7629. Be on point, be there. On that definitive note, let us begin there with this almost Friday version of the political animal. She is the constitutional conservative, devoted capitalist, syndicated commentator who can be heard here on the hard line and read at libertyjuice.com, Brittany Pounders, joined by the veteran contributor at The Hill and former Democratic senatorial aide, Brent Budowsky. I'm ready for the fireworks on this one. All right, Brittany, I'm going to begin with you on this one. Look, I know you're not a favorite of Donald Trump to begin with, but let's be honest here. When you hear that people like Newt Gingrich and Rudy Giuliani might be involved in an intervention after a disastrous 48 hours, as NBC News put it, do you not just want to laugh a little and say, really, we're at this stage where we're talking about intervention at now?
Oh, from your lips to God's ears. I mean, intervention, forget the intervention. Let's put it to death. I mean, these men are largely responsible for creating this monster. And now all of a sudden they're trying to tiptoe their way back away from this disaster of a campaign that he has created.
Well, wait a minute. OK, I'm going to go right to a phone call here. Hang tight a minute, Brent, because I got a phone call here, and I want Brittany to hear this, because here's a snapback to you. Here's Andrea in Southfield, Michigan. Andrea, you think that the media is biased against Trump. 30 seconds. Tell us why and put it into fact.
Absolutely. I've been clicking all the main media stations just trying to find one positive thing about Trump and maybe something about Hillary. They have not covered a bit of it. And they've overblown the thing with Mr. Khan, which I saw it.
Okay, hang on one sec, Andrea. Stop right there. You said you wanted to hear something positive about Donald Trump. What has there been in the last 24 to 48 hours that you believe the media has missed that he has said that they can be positive about?
I've been following his rallies. They've been packed. People are still packing the rally.
Okay.
So I think the news media is saying one thing, but they're not saying nothing about his
Okay, good. I appreciate that. You're passionate about it. I love that. Brent, I know you're going to hammer in on this because you're the left side, but I'm going to come to you on this one here. Hey, let's be honest here, Brent. I'll go ahead and play devil's advocate. We still have people who are pounding away at everything Donald Trump says, but what Andrea says is what a lot of people feel. Hillary Clinton's got an awful lot of warts here, and nobody's talking about it. Every time she opens her mouth, it's the most wonderful thing in the world. Why aren't they hammering away at her?
Well, because Donald Trump is too busy attacking Paul Ryan, John McCain, Mitch McConnell, Kelly Ayotte, a Gold Star mother and a Gold Star father, and he has not been talking about these things as he should. Now, I will say, we're not going to have fireworks based on what Brittany just said a few minutes ago. I agree with everything she just said. The real intervention that is needed, the real intervention that is needed is somebody to intervene with Republican leaders and say, how in the H can you support this guy? He is grotesquely unqualified for the presidency and unstable. That's the intervention that we may come to as more Republicans endorse Hillary, as imperfect as they think she is.
Okay, Brittany, I'm going to come to you. We're not going to make this a Trump bashing session here. We're going to go ahead and talk to the people, the millions of people who want Donald Trump to be president of the United States. You watch this. You're a commentator who's serious about all this. You are a conservative. How do they save it? I mean, there are people who said he's it. You don't have anybody else. You've got to vote for him, or else the Supreme Court goes the way of Hillary Clinton and liberals.
The Supreme Court's going to go that way either way. Donald Trump has never supported a conservative cause, campaign, or candidate that did not have a return on his return on investment. But I do have a question for Brent. We do have a degenerate at the top of our ticket, and we've been working really hard against him. But you have a reprobate at the top of your ticket. Where's your Vote Your Conscience campaign?
Well, my preferred candidate was John Kerry, not Hillary Clinton. But given the choice that we have, and given the choice that we have, it's an easy one. It's a no-brainer. Hillary Clinton, imperfect as she may be, is qualified to the gills to be president. She has a legitimate experience. She is a normal, sane person. When you have Donald Trump say that if Vladimir Putin's Russia invades Europe, he's not sure he'll defend Europe, that is a stomach-churning incompetence.
All right, Brent, hang on a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here, Brent.
I haven't gotten to Ukraine yet.
Hang on. I'm not going to let you get to Ukraine here, because everything you're saying here, the Republicans, conservatives are going to come back and say, wait a minute, Brent. She's as big a liar as anybody else. She lies on a dime. She lies on a bet. She can't tell the truth. She still can't tell the truth about the emails. How do you then justify that when she can't tell the truth?
They agree with me, Ed, about Russia. They agree with me about Russia, Ed, and about Trump and Russia.
We do agree with you about Russia, but here's what it boils down to.
Hang on. One sec. Hang on, Brittany, because I want to give Brent a chance on this now, because the question I asked. Go ahead, Brent.
No, let Brittany go. We've been agreeing pretty much. I think we may finally disagree. But what Trump said about Europe was outrageous.
Okay,
look, we have a choice between an inept, incompetent liberal and a fascist demagogue. And so America has the choice between strychnine and poison. One of these candidates are going to be inevitable. The question we have to ask ourselves is, do we want to participate in the inevitability of the wickedness that's going to happen in this country?
But what are you going to do? I mean, here's the question to both of you. I got a couple of phone calls I want to take. But what are you going to do? Because let's bring this down to a calm level here. Big breath, everybody. Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for president. Hillary Clinton is the Democratic nominee for president. Brittany, to you first briefly. You are a conservative. He is your candidate. You don't have any other choices, because if you go anywhere else, you're going to hurt the conservative movement. That's what the critics will say.
Donald Trump doesn't represent me at all. We have absolutely nothing in common. In fact, if we're looking at policy, he represents Brent far more than he does me. And if we're talking about moral character, he represents Brent's candidate far more than he does the Republican Party. So we have a con man that has hijacked our party. What I'm going to do is I'll be voting third party, or I'll be writing in a name. Because like I just said, one of these people are inevitable. But I am not going to be responsible for ushering either one of these crazy or wicked regimes into America.
You are prepared then to vote third party? Now, third party, I'm going to guess that would be Libertarian or Green Party, which means you're going to choose from one of those. Have you made a decision yet?
Yeah, I'm looking at Gary Johnson. I'm held up on the pro-choice stance that he has. That is pretty much my only litmus test, is a pro-life stance. And so I'm grappling with that issue right now, or I'll be writing in a name. All
right, Brent, to you. You said that you were a John Kerry guy. You have Hillary Clinton, who is one of the most imperfect candidates in the history of American politics. Will you still vote for her? Would you consider voting for someone else in a third party?
Oh, no. I will vote for Hillary Clinton and support her with enthusiasm, only because she is 100 times better than a man who will let Putin invade Russia, invade Europe and not defend Europe, who doesn't know that Putin is in Ukraine. A statement of unparalleled ignorance. The guy doesn't even read the newspapers. And a guy who runs around the country insulting even his own party, let alone every race except white guys like me. And he insults literally everybody. It is truly astounding.
Let me get a couple of calls in here and get your reactions to all this. Donna's in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Donna, we've talked about the media here before. You believe the media is biased against Trump. But let's just say this. Does he not give the media all the ammunition that they need?
Well, sometimes, but I don't really think he's biased. I just think he's just boisterous. I just think that's the way he is. I love his tone, and I think he's a breath of fresh air.
But do you not believe... Wait a minute, hang on a sec. Okay, I give you that. But do you not think maybe that he should focus on things that are important to the American people instead of talking about Gold Star mothers and talking about things that that aren't really important to you, the voter?
I don't really think that he talked about gold stars. I think that they were slamming him first. That's what I saw.
All right, I appreciate
you. That's how we retaliated. That's all.
Okay, I appreciate your comments very much. We got to move on. Joanne is in Ontario, California. Joanne, 30 seconds. You believe the media is biased against Trump. We get
Absolutely.
it. Okay,
Absolutely.
30 seconds. Hang on, Joanne.
That's what
Hang on, Joanne.
They don't care what Donald Trump does.
Joanne. Hang on, Joanne. 30 seconds. Just tell us, if you will, what you would prefer to hear from Donald Trump. Are you happy with what he's saying?
I think he's just fine. I'm happy with what he's doing.
Okay.
You know what? He needs to really harp on Obama and Hillary. because they are devils, both of them.
Okay, let's get there.
I can't stand them.
Let's get there. There you go. I only got a couple of seconds left. Brittany, wouldn't you say that if Donald Trump wants to succeed, at least because you are a strategy, you look at the strategy here, that he needs to get on track, get away from the stuff that doesn't mean anything, hammer away at Hillary, hammer away at Hillary Clinton.
That would take a matter of self-control, which he is completely lacking. Here's the deal. They loved the media when he was giving him $10 billion of free airtime against all of his primary candidates because they wanted the weakest candidate up against the most damaged Democrat that they could find. We had an easy win, and instead we chose Donald Trump to represent our party.
20 seconds to you, Brent Budowsky. If Donald Trump gets off all the extra stuff, goes after Hillary on the issues, don't you fear it just a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I think what Donald ought to do is talk about the issues and stop insulting everybody. The Republican nominees should support the Republican speaker. If I were a Republican, I would expect that. But I got to tell you, I agree so much with every word Brittany said about Trump. I want to marry her.
Frightening indeed. That would be frightening. I don't think her husband's going to go for it. We'll have to ask him just in case. Brent Budowsky, Brittany Pounders, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you both again soon. The man who would be president. The man that so few people still know anything about. That's coming up next, right here on The Hard Line.